Every ghostwriter's first question is, how much should I charge? Once you get some experience under your belt, once you understand how you work with your authors, the kinds of authors that you attract, the way that you like to work with them, you'll get your own pricing model in your head. So what I'm about to reveal is not regulated by any kind of institutional body. There's no standards whenever it comes to charging appropriately as a ghostwriter. This is really just based on my observation from my own experience, from talking to a lot of my colleagues, from working with agents and publishers, from doing a lot of reading. I'm going to give you the ranges that I see in fee for service. So we're not talking about ghostwriters who work on royalty arrangements. We're talking about specifically just fee for service. Now, at the like in any industry, you have a pyramid of providers, and at the bottom of the pyramid is where you have not only the most of the people who are in the industry, but also the least experienced. So this kind of ghostwriter has blessed their heart. That's the kind of ghostwriter they are. I started down here at the bottom of the pyramid. It's where just about every ghostwriter starts, or at least the vast majority, because in the beginning we don't appropriately value ourselves. We don't understand what the market looks like. We just don't know, and so I was down there. And so if this is where you find yourself, don't be disheartened. Everybody has to start somewhere. A newcomer professional. This is what I think of as a ghostwriter who understands what it takes to create a an industry standard manuscript. They know how much work goes into it. They know what it looks like to do the different rounds of ghostwriting and editing. They are prepared to actually deliver an industry standard manuscript. And once you get a couple of books under your belt, you can consider yourself experienced. You've learned the ropes. You know what you're doing. You're established. Then there are the grizzled veterans of the industry who have dozens of manuscripts under their belt. They know what they're doing. They have a good reputation in the industry. They are they're sought after. They've they're the veterans. And then at the very top of the pyramid, again, as an indie industry, you're going to have your kind of star-studded celebrities. So these are the people that publishers would go after if they had a an A-list celebrity, somebody that they knew they could, somebody they knew that was going to do an awesome job, and had a reputation for cranking out great books. And the bottom of the pyramid, again, as an indie industry, the people at the very bottom who make up the bulk of the pyramid also make up the least of the earnings. So the bless their heart types, they're going to charge $500 or $1,500 or $5,000 to ghostwrite your book. Um, Simply because they don't know better. They are either inexperienced and they don't understand how much it takes to actually ghostwrite a book, or they severely undervalue themselves. A new coming professional is going to charge about $25,000. These are people who understand that it takes a lot of work to ghostwrite a book that is actually that's up to industry standards. Now, anybody can ghostwrite, a book. Um, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a good manuscript. So, if you want somebody that's actually going to create a manuscript that passes muster, you're going to expect to pay $25,000 to $35,000. Now, once you get some experience under your belt and you're comfortable, you can charge 45 to 60, $65,000. And this is mid-range. This is what most publishers expect if the publisher is going to be reaching out. This is about the range they look for, because on the one hand, it's enough experience that they know that the ghostwriter knows what they're doing. On the other hand, it's still cost effective, so that the margins make sense. Your veterans are going to charge upwards of 75 to 100, maybe even $150,000, because they've got the experience and they know what they're doing. At the top of the pyramid, the range goes from 200,000 all the way to $500,000. Now, the record that we know of is General Norm Schwarzkopf's Ghostwriter. Got $500,000 for working with the general on his memoir of his time in Desert Storm. Hillary Clinton's, I think it was the team for her book Hard Choices. They split $500,000 between them, but there were three of them. So I guess General Norm Schwarzkopf's Ghostwriter still holds the record. So again, there's a lot more that goes into it, but I hope that this at least gives you an idea of how to price yourself appropriately, and make sure that you are not undervaluing your services. Charge what you're worth.